Hello, my name is Victoria Rivera and I'm a wellness psychotherapist in New York City, and welcome to Mental Health Wellness Wednesday. So today I wanted to continue to talk about masks, although I don't have it on right now. Just like we talked about last week in terms of how it impacts our ability to understand and to communicate with one another. It also impacts our breathing, which is really not something that we think a lot about, but we can only go a few minutes at most not breathing, that we're constantly breathing. And until you can't breathe anymore, you don't necessarily really pay much attention to it, right? But I think having to wear the masks, we have been paying more attention to it. So what does this mean? Well, one thing that I kind of been down like a bit of a rabbit hole in terms of breath and breathing, James Nestor recently wrote this book called The Art of Breath, or The Art of Breathing. And I had already kind of been doing breath work and understanding breath work and how that impacts our autonomic nervous system and how it can trigger our fight or flight, right, which we always talk about, or how it could trigger our parasympathetic part of the nervous system, which is the rest, digesting, relaxation, rejuvenating part of our nervous system, and how that impacts our ability to manage our anxiety and have a balance. And it's really interesting because now that we're wearing the masks, I'm sure many of you are paying a little bit more attention to your breath and to your breathing. And you may be noticing, you might be one of the 40% of Americans, or people in the world, I think, that breathe through their mouths. So there's something going on with your nose that's obstructed. Maybe it's allergies, maybe it's inflammation, maybe there's actual like a physical obstruction, and the nasal cavity is actually quite extensive and big. And so what happens is your body has to breathe. So it'll breathe through your mouth. And breathing through your mouth, as you notice when you are when you're running or when you're doing vigorous exercise or you're running away from a tiger, you start mouth breathing and shallow breathing within your chest. So the problem is that it works either way. You can start breathing through your chest and using your mouth to breathe, or breathing through your mouth and then you use just your chest and you're not really getting the full breath in. And you're also not cleaning out the air that's coming into your lungs, because our mouths are not meant to take out all of the debris and all the things that our nose is through the nasal cavity that we have, which is as we breathe in, it goes through passageways, which clears out, which moistens our breath, and then it goes into our lungs. When we're breathing through our mouths can become very dry. We can snore, especially when we're sleeping at night, and that soft tissue can obstruct, and then that's what they call sleep apnea. So breath is actually very important, and it's not something that we pay attention to a lot, but because we're wearing masks, we can actually be a little bit more cognizant and aware. So my ask of you is, as you are wearing your mask, pay attention to how you're breathing. Do you notice that you're breathing through your mouth? Do you notice that you're breathing through your nose? How long are your inhales? How long are your exhales? Are they a second? Are they 2 seconds? Is your inhales shorter than your exhales, or your exhales shorter than your inhales? Pay attention to your breath and to your breathing, and I think that can be very helpful, especially because we definitely know it's connected to our autonomic nervous system. And we've talked about this before, is that when on our exhale, we are engaging our parasympathetic part of the nervous system. If we're able to extend that exhale, that helps to relax a little bit more. And then when we inhale, we're actually engaging more of our autonomic fight or flight part of the system, which is the sympathetic part of the nervous system. I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.